All right, we're up. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the 132nd episode of the Great Pendragon Campaign. It is the Grail period.
Wow.
We made it. Is the year 554? How are you two doing?
Doing peachy keen.
Lovely.
554. This is
Yeah.
the last period, yeah?
No.
No, the last is
No?
the Civil War.
Holy shit.
Civil
Yeah.
War period. Yeah.
Yeah. The Twilight period.
Wow. All right. It
But
keeps going.
yeah. So So let's start in the spring. All right. So Cadwalla. Last year you were talking and dealing with a priest from Rome, Adrianus.
Mhm.
Well,
Yes.
he's bidding you adieu today and leaving you blessed for letting him stay here, which gives you advantage on aging checks for the next 2 years.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so you get to roll 3 dice instead of 2 and pick the whatever 2 you want for the combination. Furthermore, both of you are having issues in Ireland. Ireland is in turmoil as strange bog folk raid towns and disappear in the day.
Mm.
So during the spring, let's see how much of fate this will be affecting each of you. So Cadwalla, can you do me a favor and test battle? While Archie, you need to test siege.
Siege. Okay. Let's see if I
You're
already have siege calculated.
Oh,
I do not.
well, you're actually
Successful.
you automatically pass because of your marshaling
Nice.
that you have. Yeah, you have a benefit for the next year running through. You've been
Nice.
you've been upping your marshaling game, hoping for the promotions.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that protects you from this.
However, how do I calculate my siege again? I know it's based off battle.
Yeah, it should be 10 minus battle.
So -7.
I thought we just said it starts at 10.
Yeah, I mean, otherwise just set it to 10.
All right, done.
Because we get pretty hefty bonuses for fortifications, if I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, cool. All right, so that works out. The thing I needed to look up though was okay. You succeeded, so you have to roll 2d6 minus 1, and that's much extra fate, Jim, you get. And
6 minus 1, so 5.
nice. And for Archie, your benefit is that you get to just go ahead and check siege this year
Nice.
for passing.
Do I not check battle for passing?
You do check it. Sorry.
Okay. I thought it was like it was a roll you called for. We checked it.
Yeah, that sounds right. Okay. One more thing to do this spring. So this is going to be an issue for Cadwalla and your family. There's an uproar in Old King Godwin's kingdom. Your aunt Egret is suspected of paganism. The story goes is that she was seeing to cattle during the birth of Christ instead of going to mass. And what's bringing you into the problem is that apparently your squire, Eglinda, Godwin's kid, sought to defend her and apparently killed some Cornish young knight in the process. She's your squire, so you're being summoned here to weigh in.
Okay.
and kind of. There's not necessarily anything to get to the bottom of. I mean, you can if you want, but in general, they want to see what you have to say, or if anything.
Well, I mean, Kidwell will testify truthfully to her squire's conduct. Now the squire killed someone on behalf of the aunt.
Yeah, it escalated very quickly, right?
Right.
To quote unquote, he was running his mouth, kind of stuff, and
let's see. So I think she's merciful and honest, but not particularly forgiving.
No.
So
no, she's definitely vengeful.
Yeah, she's just a little bit vengeful. Like, yeah, you get your one chance with Kedwell.
Let's
see. Okay.
Sure. So you're just gonna say she's good. No action necessary.
No action necessary, but it doesn't exactly speak to like a temperate character, or not necessarily temperate, but reckless is more what it speaks to. And so, I don't think Kate Wall is going to be like particularly happy about it. But also like, does it need the king to weigh in on and punish the squire or anything? That's Kidwell will handle it. Just extra stable duties, things like
that. Okay. Check temperate, I guess, would probably be thinking as the option.
Temperate or prudent? Like prudence versus reckless.
Yeah, I guess prudent. Yeah, prudent would kind of make more contextual sense of like, let's just take it easy. Let's not.
Okay. Let's not be hasty.
Yeah.
What's this like? How deep does this run with the aunt? Is it like gonna divide the kingdom up, or is it pretty much like, does she have a lot of support?
No, the kingdom's already basically fully Christian. Egret's Christian. Like she's like just getting unfairly blamed for not being Christian enough because she was seeing the cattle, which apparently are sick, like from a disease. Like she's trying,
okay,
right.
So she's not like a secret pagan or anything like that.
Well, I mean, no.
Wessex Saxons had been pretty well Christianized early on.
Yeah, exactly. So they've already been pretty diehard, but she was, making maybe did a little bit to help the easing of the cattle and stuff like that. And maybe they have some sort of folklore-y way, which may or may not have upsetted some people. But when it comes to your cattle, what else would you they're your primary investment.
Yeah, right. All right. So Cadwell's not going to take it too seriously.
No, but as far as the rest of the kingdom, that this probably shouldn't have been that big of an issue, but then probably somebody's behind here stirring the pot, sowing discord.
Okay.
But we'll have to see. All right. Archie.
Yes.
This winter into spring, the spiders of Camelot continue to weave their webs of intrigue. I want to know how much you've been keeping an ear to the ground this winter.
I mean, significantly. I think that's absolutely what Archie's been doing. I don't know if he's returned to kind of putting the family on the back burner in order to do so, but I think he's been burning the midnight oil. on intrigue side of things.
Okay then. You're you're getting some disturbing reports about folks from Cornwall, especially courtiers from Cornwall, in different kingdoms, causing an uproar.
Okay.
This is directed.
Do I have a sense of who's directing it?
The epicenter is Tintagel. The courts of the Duke of Cornwall.
Okay. Archie's gonna see if he can develop an asset there. A scullery maid or something in the Castle of Tintagel. Somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody.
Sure. All right. Give me an intrigue. See how it's going.
Ooh, a rare failure.
Okay. Cool. I think unbeknownst to you, there'll be a double agent. Okay.
Love that. Love that.
So yeah, of course you're getting tabs. Right. Otherwise, this spring, I know there's a lot of stuff just has happened, but we're just gonna go into Feaster this year. I don't mind.
Let's do it.
Oh yeah, I gotta drag you all to the map too. There you go. Nice.
Good normal seats.
Yep.
I feel like the last several beasts, like since not Boris, whoever Arthur's second kid was, Lars. It's been they've been some downer feasts.
Oh my god, yeah.
Beasts have not been
layers, yeah.
Something I think people look forward to in character as much as they used to.
Yeah. My list is like Mordred's shitty feast, sad duel feast.
Yep.
Sad duel feast is definitely the album name. Yeah, it was Lowholt. It was the other son of Arthur.
Oh yeah,
that's right, Lowholt.
Yeah.
Did we have an Easter feast last year?
No.
No, not in 553.
Yeah.
Okay.
You did. Over it. Yeah, we skimmed over. We expedited it for the sake of getting 2 years in.
Roger. Okay.
Okay. Things are starting off on a good foot this year, I would say. Nearly every knight is present, even Lancelot. So this couldn't possibly be bad.
Yeah. Nothing could go wrong.
No. The king is worrisomely ill. There we go.
Okay. And he still hasn't officially named an heir, has he?
No. Um,
It's like Green Knight Arthur.
yeah,
It's just
exactly.
like decrepit, like he a former.
This is exactly Green Knight Arthur is definitely the vibe for this.
Can he even
Nice.
wield Excalibur anymore?
You have not seen him wield Excalibur in a
Ugh,
decade.
it hurts. It hurts. Arthur.
This is
No.
something else.
The last time you saw him wield Excalibur was during a really, really tense year. It was in the 540s. It was a situation between Lamorak, Rest in Power King, and the Orkneys. And he was like, we'll have peace.
That's right.
That was like the last we saw of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm.
There's a few names today that come up that are interesting. For example, there's this. You've seen this guy. He's been kind of a joust lord. He's one. Besides, Tristram and Lancelot is sort of like the pinnacle of full knights. Sort of like the youngest, most rising star knight. Right. The knight with the most ascension would be the knight Percival, which I think you've all heard before. He's apparently he's a Deganey, so he's a Welsh guy. Apparently he's the lost son of Pelennor, the youngest.
Yeah, we met him when he was a kid, yeah.
Yeah. Now
a long time ago.
I would say for Colin, for Archie, when they say that that's true, that might be dubious.
Oh.
That might be marketing.
Okay. How market, like, because there's a spectrum of marketing, right?
Sure. It's very it's really, I don't know, we don't actually have, like parent tests, but obviously we're talking about the son of the guy on the Questing Beast hunt, right? Pelennor, he's sowed his oats wide, that's it's very possible, right? But like he is also would be like, damn, if he's, if Percival's, he's been dead for a while. If Percival's the youngest, that he must have been like right at the end there, like it is kind of straining credulity, but it's not too far.
Yeah. Okay.
If anything, the Deganey family want, or and their fans and supporters wouldn't mind getting another headliner kind of knight on their team anyways.
Right.
So they treat everyone like a family over there. Of course, Sir Bors is back. There is another knight I would bring up today as well that's interesting. It's a young knight with blonde hair by the name of Galahad.
Oh.
Okay.
You don't see too often.
We haven't seen him around before, have we?
I don't think so. He might have. Yeah, he's definitely not round-tabled, but apparently he's Lancelot's son.
That's the rumor.
Oh, yeah.
By who?
If you recall, Lancelot stayed with what's her name? Not Guinevere, but Guinevere's cousin
Right.
Mhm.
in the Tower of Joy or the Castle of Joy, where she'd been up there
Yeah.
a couple times,
Yeah.
and they said nothing
They-
happened, but she got spontaneously pregnant with Galahad.
Okay. You know,
Yeah,
that
And
happens.
Lancelot, yeah.
That happens in Castles of Joy. It's like,
certainly
you know,
does.
Yeah, it does. It's very weird. But it's kind of like fish in the water where they just, the oceans make fish.
Yeah.
yeah,
Spontaneous
absolutely.
abiogenesis. Yeah. Who knew?
What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, and so obviously Lancelot has accepted him as his kid.
Okay.
How gracious.
Yeah.
Right?
All right. So I got my first card's a host card.
Mm.
Host seeks advice. Host seeks your counsel about some problems with another knight or lord. It's intrigue test. Sounds like Arthur's maybe curious about what's going on with Cornwall. Cornwall stirring up trouble.
Yeah, so actually it's probably not Cornwall. But it's probably related to Cornwall's efforts
Related to it, yeah.
Their CIA teams destabilizing regimes.
King Mark's still kicking.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so there's some issues up north in Malahut and in Cambria and that kind of, very northern reaches.
Yeah.
It's very hard to get, knights and reliable information up there since the wasteland. It's been pretty bad. He's hearing reports though that basically there's social laws basically breaking down up there. There's not just roving bands, but like there's competing mercenary kind of armies up there waging war for lands.
It's getting bad out there.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, and Cadwalla spent the last few years keeping the Bedegrain lands relatively, as good as they can be. So that makes sense.
Yeah, and I mean, remember, that was not easy pickings for you either.
No,
up there.
Certainly wasn't.
So yeah, you could only imagine that, further beyond is also dealing with things. It sounds palpable. And because of your experience in there, yeah, they will want to know whether or not we should send an army.
Let's see. Crit.
Perfect crit. Okay, so I mean, look, the way I
pull out the invasion plans you have in your back pocket.
Yeah,
look, yeah. Here you go. Here's
funny
population.
that you ask that.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Here are these DC-7 planes, and these are called parachutes. All right. No. Tell me. Okay. So I think the fun way to do this would be you're right, whatever you say. So like with the crit, and we'll play on whether your advice is the right thing to do. But you're with a crit, your advice has to be right. So what do you?
Yeah. So the way that Cadwalla sees it is like, yeah, there needs to be some sort of law and order established there.
Yeah.
Right. It's a complete breakdown, but force of arms alone is not going to solve the situation. And if the king doesn't come with food, with medicine, with efforts to rebuild and to like really invest in the counties of the wasteland to make sure that they're doing all right, with regular aid, then it's just sending more soldiers there is just going to complete to the problem. So they need to be protected, but you can't just send an army, my lord. You have to send food. You have to send aid. You have to send people to attend to the spiritual needs of the peasantry up there.
Yeah.
So like Cadwalla is like, you're gonna have to spend a lot of money and a lot of time and effort to fix this problem. And that's not even gonna fix it. It's just gonna make it less worse.
You will make a speech during the. Oh, I didn't roll the dang food. How dare you let me get away without rolling the food?
Ale and cheese quiche.
During the stuffed boar, he will exclaim, based on this advice, what to do and call for the lords of and knights of the land to donate.
So I also got a host card, Ideal Wife, which is not as useful when you've been married for like 20 years. Um, but I looked up and my eldest, Garrett, is just turned 17 this year. So it would make a lot of sense if, we were feeling out prospects for when he gets married next year, as he is surely expected to do.
Oh yeah. Great prospects in Cornwall, says your your spy.
Yeah. I think Archie wants his son to have what he has, which is the best of both worlds, right? Archie struck gold with a fantastic political marriage and becoming a wife guy because he loves her so much. And so I think as Archie is looking for a good match, but he is also not going to ignore or significantly deprioritize what Garrett wants, or what he thinks Garrett wants.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay. Uh, I'm gonna make Archie really get a test here. Not like mechanical test, but like emotionally get tested here. By just kind of like a young steward from like the western shores of England, like the far side of Wales. Just kind of like a nobody.
I mean that's a easy no. That's that's a very easy no. It's like, well,
But that's
my son has never met this person and they offer nothing, so no.
okay. Well, let's have a couple other alternatives, right? Okay. Well, the first one you get is one of the lords of the Angles.
Okay.
So this is one of the families who is pretty commonly, or maybe not in the most recent past, has been putting down various popular peasant uprisings on the east.
Okay.
They've grown very rich recently, though, with the growing silk, or not silk, cloth, like woolen cloth prices to Europe and such. So you could be dealing with those guys, people who have a general hatred for Saxons and have a lot of money. So this would be Bryn.
Okay. Okay.
Yep.
Do you want me to roll on the random marriage table like the card says, or are we just
No, I'm giving
going
you.
through some?
I'm
Okay.
going through the different options here.
Okay.
I mean, do you want to get thrown into something political?
Archie
Yeah.
get politically involved?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. So I mean, there's like four main camps I can tell you that are going on that would be very interesting for you to align with, right? Obviously,
Yep.
Cornwall, and the Cornish, and what they got going on. The French, obviously,
Nope.
the Franks. No, okay, and Lancelot's side of the family. The Deganese, obviously more Wales, actual stuff, and I mean, still like the Orkneys would still definitely be an interesting one to run into. Do you want to like marry like the cousin of Gawain?
Ooh, I like that. I like that. Yeah. Yeah, I think Archie will seek to have his son squired in such a way where he will run into Gawain's cousin and will kind of get a feel for whether it is a good love match, in addition to the political implications.
Hmm. Okay. Let's get a good name. Ooh. Yep. Okay. Katrin Dorgney.
That's right. Nice. All right.
Yeah.
Garrett.
They're currently upset and gossiping about why only people want to talk about fashion. Nothing anything useful.
She's like, you know who knows nothing about fashion? My
My
son.
son.
Look how poorly dressed he is.
He's wearing those fancy elf digs. That's true, but you're not hip with it. No, wait,
Yeah.
you are hip with it. He's not hip with it. Okay, so there must be like a generational gap between elf digs, elf
Yeah.
threads.
I think Garrett has turned out to be. I've been thinking about, because the whole
Yeah.
thing of like every character is the reflection of their father or their mother.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think Garrett is one of those like a little too serious minded. Like his father is this gregarious like guy who like really loves to be loved and
Oh yeah.
enjoys making friends and all this and like playing that game. And I think his son is just came out too serious. Like actively tries to cultivate this serious stoic exterior that he thinks connects him to Gareth, having never actually met Gareth. Um, so Garrett is he's like the kind of 17-year-old who like already has a tailored suit. It's like, are you gonna wear that to your internship? Is that what you're doing, man?
I know. I just took psychic damage. I know that well. I know. I've seen those people before. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
That...
Artemis Fowl looking ass. Okay. Young
Yeah.
Sheldon. Okay.
Oh God. Don't you dare take that back.
Well, I said it.
Sir Bazinga. Okay. Yeah. Garrett would be uh polite to a fault.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. During the start of the stuffed boar, Arthur will uh exclaim for the good lords of Logris and beyond to lend food and arms for the north. It's probably, let's see, Mordred swears his best knights. Mordred is kind of almost de facto kind of taking over if no one else does these efforts.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I think I missed something. What efforts?
The efforts to relieve Malahut, yeah.
Yeah. Malhote's under civil war right now.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah.
And so
Um.
Arthur is asking for aid from
Oh.
everybody, and
Oh.
yeah,
Archie's
more.
on that shit. Archie's on that shit. This is that's
Absolutely.
exactly the kind of opportunity he wants to prove. Be like, no, I have commander qualities. I have Marshal of Logris qualities here.
Mm, okay,
Give me that UN peacekeeping force, and I'll go in there.
yeah. All right, we're going to have to. Okay, we're gonna courtesy off to see who gets it.
All right. And Archie wants this, so I am absolutely going to be invoking. Let's see. Let's start with Loyalty Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Crit. We love to see it.
Boom. There
Oh
you
my
go.
god. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And is 18 exalted? No, that's 20. So
Yeah.
critical, I do get
So
a
good.
plus 10 to courtesy.
Yeah. All right. I think you might be beating Mordred today.
Yeah. Rolling on a 20. Well, we say that, and then like the
Yeah. Who
dice
knows?
does have 20 sides to it. Okay.
I
Yeah,
fail.
I managed.
Oh,
Okay.
Mordred.
Yeah, he fails.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was like, you know who would be the perfect person to lead this?
Yeah.
Someone at Salisbury who's worked very hard to be a leader. And then that would be Archibald. Sir Archibald. Mordred's over
Perfect.
there,
What
but Kidwalla
what
has the
if
king's favor, and
All
it's
right.
like, you know what? I know
what
I
someone.
if
mean, you basically swear an oath to see this done.
yeah.
Do it.
I like the idea of like Archie it technically gives uh Mordred the introduction and is like, surely, to resolve this, we need someone, and starts listing off these qualities. And Mordred, because he's Mordred, is like, you sound like you're trying to describe yourself. And Archie's like, well, thank you. I'll take that recommendation, actually. He said it, not me.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that was super
Yeah.
kind. Yeah.
That's kind of you, Mordred. Wonderful.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Okay.
you stepped into that. Jeez, Mordred, you
Yeah.
really stepped in it this time.
Stepped in that one.
Yeah, okay. This is internal
All right.
monologue. Jeez Louise. Okay.
Oh, yeah. I will gladly take this oath to figure this shit out.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Let's see. Absolutely going to pledge to help out.
Do we know
Already
what
there.
the kind of what is centrally at issue with the Civil War?
Sure. Legacy, land, general material.
Okay.
Yeah. There's no succession plan up there, and it's desperate and it's just basically orders broken down.
Okay. I got a plan.
Okay.
But,
Given your base level intrigue as well, you would know that there's supernatural stuff as well from the wasteland that you're going to deal with, not just the brutalities of people.
okay. Ellery Weatherwax is coming with me.
Okay.
And you know what? I'm gonna bring Garrett, or arrange it so that Garrett's current knight is part of the retinue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a hodgepodge. No, this is a volunteer UN expedition for you to use your parlance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Archie's gonna approach Cadwalla, be like, Cadwalla, I can't promise it's going to be gung ho sword fighting all day, but can't imagine we're not going to cross swords with someone on. Thought maybe you'd enjoy the opportunity as you usually do.
Absolutely. Kate Wall is already making arrangements for her own contributions. Right? Like,
Kate Wall's already half dressed in her armor.
yeah,
Like, what?
like, are we leaving tomorrow? Now at the end of the feast? As yet, my lands have not been touched by the taint of the wasteland.
I'm glad
So
we are of that.
it hasn't spread that far south, has it? Yeah, I mean, I know
Yeah.
we've had some bad harvests, but
No, it's got you. This is the first year it's down
getting there.
here. Yeah, it hit you. It kind of, you got the taste of it last year, but now it's here.
It's really here. Get through this. Is one. All right.
I think
Yeah.
this is going to be an excellent opportunity for Garrett to learn a bit about what we do at the round table and as proper knights. And
Yes.
between you and me, I think you'd be an excellent example to him, if nothing else, to have a sense of fucking humor.
I'm sure he will prove himself on many occasions.
I think he's just nervous mostly. I know what it was like when I was his age. Of course, I was sort of good at this already, but I imagine he'll be fine.
Not everyone has your gifts, Archibald.
Oh, you're too modest.
Yeah, Kidwall is happy to lend arms and food to the cause. Absolutely. So I think I drew an appropriate one. It's stewardship. Some knights are talking about the management of their estates. It sounds like that's a talk, right? Everybody's talking about contributing to this effort.
Yeah.
Who's got the food? Who's got a surplus that they can lend?
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Good way to tie that in.
Yeah. Let's see. So is this the question I have with this one? Is it testing my base skill or skills that I get, bonuses that I get from my retinue? It's the only thing I'm really curious about. Because if it is, then I've got a considerable stewardship. If not, we'll see what happens. What do you think?
Yeah, so let's just a bunch of competitions.
Yeah, I guess what I want to, can I roll? Am I rolling with my bonus from my retinue or just my base skill?
No, you're adding your retinue and
Okay.
Sorry, your glory. Yeah, your
Okay. In that case,
blanking on the term for the feast stuff.
Geniality.
Feast
Geniality.
juice. That's what I had in my head.
Yeah. All right, so this is my orate, which we'll see how that goes. It's not terrible. That's not. That's failure. But my stewardship, on the other hand, success. Stewardship wins. You impress others with your knowledge. So she's not just boasting or flaunting her wealth.
You beat me in the orate.
I failed my orate.
Ah, okay. Well, then they're getting you on the orate. Ooh, but they fumbled their stewardship. So.
Oof.
So you're gonna win. You're gonna win on stewardship. Makes sense.
Oh, they start bragging in detail about their fields, and you're just like, you just identify that they're like, oh, they don't know, they're not rotating their crops, or they're just making it up because that's the wrong season for that, and you're just like, which
you're not growing parsnips in spring? You ain't growing all those parsnips in spring, turnips in April. What the hell are you doing? What are you smoking? Yeah, totally. Get out of here.
Shit.
You're still doing winter root vegetables in May? Come on, get out of here. What's this?
Embarrassing.
Yeah.
Okay.
What a joke.
Got some good cards here. All you can eat. Still, I'm not choosing it, but the one that made Gorthrin even bigger.
Oh, the chicken eating contest.
Yeah. Passing praise. Always like getting a nice how I look. Gu- Gwyddebull Gaming,
Mm.
but the one I'm going with is Great Deeds because I think it matches the vibe of like we're all kind of at this point talking about what we've got going on, kind of bragging, and uh again, Archibald feels like he's running for office, so might as
Mm.
well. Might as well. Modest versus proud. And this is a 10-10, so I truly don't know which one is gonna win out. Not modest, not
Not
proud.
proud.
That is the most boring outcome.
Classic.
All right. Well,
Can't win them all.
can't win them all.
Okay. Well, there's some stuff that happens at this feast, as well as what I've been pointing out. All right. So Mordred has a gift he wants to present at the end of the feast. And he presents it. He calls upon the young knight Galahad. Which is kind of like a weird question.
Mm-hmm.
And he presents to Galahad a new sword. And I don't know if you all have seen this sword before, but it is, if you have, it bears startling resemblance to it. Mordred claims this is one of the two swords of Sir Balin, recovered from King Pelham, one that wounded your grandfather, Galahad. And as a good Christian, I have undergone much repentance and spiritual asceticism to recover this and hand it to you, so you can defend Christendom. And he accepts it. And Galahad is promoted, and obviously his religious Christianity-ness is enshrined.
Mm. Go Galahad.
So this is one of the Knight of Two Swords. Two Swords, is that
Correct. Yep.
the ones that are supposed to be at the tomb?
Correct. This is the one that wounded the king.
They got some questions about
Yeah.
how they got their hands on these swords.
Well, and that's where Mordred isn't done. Mordred calls out to all the good knights that he, just like Lancelot, has seen what's called the Holy Grail. And during his spiritual cleansings, he went on a long journey across the wasteland to King Pelham, and learned that the only way to cure your grandfather's wound is to find the Holy Grail. Now, this is a very, very, very dangerous task to recover the chalice of Christ's lifeblood and restore this king. But I'm prepared to do it. Because what good knight of this realm couldn't, when asked? So he does it, and he says this, and immediately, Galahad takes a knee and is like, I pledge to go to recover the Holy Grail and save my grandfather. And then Lancelot looks over at you, Archie, and looks over at you, Cadwalla, and goes and takes a knee and says, I, Lancelot, swear an oath to recover this holy grail.
Cadwalla swears. Like, Mordred seems to have turned over a new leaf.
You see, and that's exactly what everyone, that's what you see Lancelot be like, oh, yeah, if he's willing to do this. So to be clear, like, this will test everyone's soul, not just their body. You know?
Yeah.
This is the only certitude in life is death. But you know, we and Lancelot, and so this is because he speaks with such conviction. Lancelot sees this as him turning over a new leaf as well, and is willing to swear to do this. And and then as soon as you say it, Jim, Cadwalla goes, that's kind of like the tipping point for a lot of the other knights. There's kind of a social pressure to do it. Now, Archie, you have already sworn. Though,
yeah.
So you don't get to do it.
No.
You have to swear next year or whenever this is done.
Yeah, Archie's like, sounds fun. Sort of already have something going on. The whole Civil War need to take care of Cadwalla. That's fine. You've always been in touch with
personally be there.
Yeah, he's not. She's not the one with the oath. You're the one with the oath. So she's gonna be like, I'm doing this instead.
Yeah. Right. Well. Okay. And I think this also fits because Archie has never gotten rid of his suspicions of Mordred. Like this whole campaign, he just sees as a PR campaign, and he's like, "It's doing great, Mordred, but I fucking see you."
This does mean, we see this through the lens of you and Cadwalla, but this also means that some other headliners are also going to withdraw their support for this action for you. You know? You're not getting Gawain,
That's fine. That's fine. I'll do it on my own. And I think Archie's just like, I'll do it on my own. When I come back, I'll be like, oh, look, I didn't have any help. I still got it done.
Yeah.
Fuck you all.
Earl, the Earl doesn't swear. So Gorthrin doesn't swear.
He doesn't swear Grail oath?
Yeah, a Grail oath.
Okay.
He's going to help you.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah. And be like, listen, like, basically, like, he's not going to leave you alone and high and dry and be like, don't worry. The Might of Salisbury's with you.
I think Cadwalla sees it as like, I mean, you've got the food and there's all kinds of people she can send along. You don't need her personally.
Exactly.
This is a personal quest for her to like.
Exactly.
And Archie's trying to not to be like, we're buds. It wasn't actually about all your men at arms.
Right, yeah.
We were gonna stay up late and sleep in sleeping bags in the same tent, and one of us would be like
old times.
Voila, are you awake? Yeah. Are you awake? Yeah.
Right over Cadwalla's head.
To be a squire again.
Yeah.
Good times. But okay. One person who definitely looks downcast is Arthur.
It's remarkable how King fucking Arthur has been sidelined in his own feast.
His own feast, his own kingdom. Yeah.
No. He says, "Fear not, Sir Knights. I weep not for the dangers, but to see so many good knights willing to do what is necessary." And, he's happy in a way, right?
Mm.
I don't know how many more days I get to see of my round tables The knights of the realm, driven with such purpose. This is true. Like, think of the last 10 years, like,
Yeah.
of just people pooping on each other during the feasts, storming out, duels, intrigue, plots. And here's the first time where people are kind of being unified over something that's bigger than themselves and their problems.
Yeah, we've needed something like this for a long time.
Yeah.
To like drive us and unify us. That's part of Cade Wallace' thing. It's like, we need this. This will sharpen us spiritually.
Yes. And that's
like the wasteland needs people like that.
Yes. So
that's what will heal us.
It will heal him and it will heal the wasteland. We just have to find it. Okay. Like, so as players, like, there's a pretty there's not like a definite chance, but there's a decent chance you will die on the quest.
Yeah.
Okay. Grand. Cool. Are we done the feaster?
I don't know. Are we doing 3 rounds or 2?
I think we should be doing 3.
I haven't drawn 3 yet.
Okay. Yeah, I jumped the gun. Okay, go ahead.
Let's see. We got Christian Blessing. I like that one. Inflamed Passions versus Reckless.
We like when things are inflamed.
Yeah. Great Deeds. I've seen that one. I've seen a Great Deeds and More Drink. More Drink feels I think like either Inflamed Passions because everyone's like getting heated,
Oh yeah.
Or Christian Blessing. But given Cadwalla's spirituality, I think she's going to seek the blessing. Like, this is like she's just taken a vow to like purify herself spiritually for this quest.
Yeah.
And I think she seeks the blessing of a priest.
Sure. Like, could be, I don't know, would you go after the bishop of of Salisbury?
Oh yeah.
Giordano?
Go after, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, she walks away from this heated, the table talk becomes quite heated. Everybody's talking about this, that, and the other, and what they're going to do. And she just goes off and finds the bishop.
Nice. So that means you get an extra $1, you do.
Yeah. Better harvest this year.
Nice.
So, I got another host card, which is a shame because otherwise I could have sung. Host rises and drones on about the current political environment. So I roll energetic versus lazy. Crit on energetic. So I am now a 20 and 0. 20 energetic.
Oh, yeah.
And intrigue. And I pass intrigue. So not going to help me because this is the end of the feast, but I definitely I get a glimpse of, politically speaking, where Arthur's head is at.
Yeah.
And I will file that away in the back of my brains. Good Lord, Kidwalla, how do you always end up with so much genealogy?
Well, we got like one per round, and then she's got like two that gave her 2 geniality. You should have similar.
Oh, you add those as coins. I keep them
Yeah.
separate. That makes more sense. Okay. And that's that. I now have a buffer of 5 for my chivalry bonus, which is nice.
Oh yeah, that is good.
Mm.
Okay. Shall we go to the summer?
Let's do it.
Okay. So for the summer, we're gonna do 2 different events here. One's gonna be for like the Grail stuff, and the other one's gonna be for Archie's. Not necessarily. I guess maybe marshaling is the best way of putting it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I want to do Archie's mustering and marshaling, leading up through the kingdoms, the Malahut, and this aid.
Okay.
Again, the Earl can't join you, but he's spiritually going with you because he's got to be at home. But he's willing to send basically any knight that's unlanded to him. So you're sending most of Salisbury's best, leaving not like completely undefended or anything like that, just like a garrison, your standard kind of garrison forces. But the best of your knights are going north.
I actually would like Archie to kind of try and find see this as an opportunity. The like second stringers, the people who normally don't get the opportunity or the limelight, the second sons, the people who live next to fucking Gawain, the overshadowed, and kind of make this be like, this could be your big break. Like we might not have the full weight of Logris here, but hopefully we can have a real hype machine among the second stringers.
I like it. Sure. So
and sorry,
second sons. I was trying to workshop a name for this effort of the second sons. But,
yeah. The less fortunate sons.
Yeah, it ain't me. Okay.
In terms of so it is a mess up in Malahut. Is there a kind of political faction to which Logris feels inclined? Like, do we care which side wins?
Oh yeah, try to make contact at Eberkurum. Is the capital. There is a Duke Gaelalt. That's who you're supposed to, be like, hey, he's the one in charge.
All right.
But getting there will be all right. So let's get a starting position for you. Let's say, yeah. So I think just give me like kind of a battle roll to give me an idea of the initial amount of strength you have as a group. Yeah. Okay.
Pretty good.
Great. All right. So we're gonna say this as like you have parts of 6 that you can kind of split up. All right. So we're gonna go up through through the wasteland to get up there, right? So in the first initial months, go ahead and so we're gonna be heading up through Tribuet, through Brune, through Bettagrain, and through the wastes. And of course, as you go through there, you're gonna be dealing with trials and tribulations of bringing food. Obviously, when news that, oh, you're bringing aid, you're like, there's, oh, these people have food, to the towns, and it goes by. A lot of people are interested in handouts, are and they need help as well. So my first question for you is, what do you do to the as you're passing through the smaller towns, leading up through Tribute, knowing that you're carrying all of this extra supplies and there's people around that need it and are asking for it?
Oof. Can't put the expedition at risk. So unless this looks like life or death, probably
Yeah.
going to be pretty sparing with the aid that we give out on the way.
Sure. Okay. So sparing and minimal.
Yeah. Not, and it's, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's far more dire in Brune. And like when you get to like Lambert Castle, they're not, maybe not eating rats, but they're getting close.
Mm-hmm.
Or they could definitely use food.
No, I gotta go back on myself here because my trait generous is 19. So I think I'm going to be free with my supplies, but Archie is going to have it being taken out of his supplies, not the general train. And try and limit it as much as he can to what he has rather than volunteering the expedition's stuff.
Okay. Well, I think the Castellan of Lambert Castle is going to think that's not enough. You come here, you come here with your wagons of plenty, and you say that you're not willing to help us good Christians. What does it matter what's going on in Malahut when there's hungry mouths here? Mercy is mercy.
Mercy is mercy, and orders are orders. This is not some adventurism that I'm on. The King of Logres himself has tasked me to put down a rather dreadful civil war. And your situation here is dire indeed. I've given what I can, and I may solicit more. But understand, we might even have passed you by had we known that you might demand this much of us.
Do you think I'm demanding? You haven't been to Lindsay. And then they will, it would be kind of cold hospitality on the way through.
Oh, yeah, I think after that conversation, Archie's just like, yeah, no, we're not gonna sleep in your castle then.
Sure.
If this is your welcome, it is no welcome at all.
Okay. So, of your like, okay, I kind of think of three vectors here for that kind of represent the body of this mission. Obviously you have your troops, you have your supplies, and you have just the morale of the group.
Yeah.
Given the walks and trials from Tribute up here to Brune to Lambert Castle, which one of these has taken a hit? Have troops stayed back to help? Have you given more or have more supplies dwindled as people, not just you, have been merciful? Or is the morale of being kind of cold-hearted about this mission taking the biggest one to just
I think morale absolutely takes the hit first.
Okay. Cool. All right. News of your approach reaches Lincoln, and there is a desperate garrison set to block your path, and for you to hand over your food.
Yeah.
That it's pointless for you to go to Malahut with this food. There's nothing up there anymore worth saving, but you can save us. Don't be mad. Give it,
Ooh. Is there a way that Archie can parlay this into, like, yeah, you can have all the food that you want if you're joining us?
Sure. How do you appeal to them? To their stomachs? Or what do you?
Uh, I mean, Lindsay's right next to Malahut, right? Or no,
Yeah.
there's another place in the way.
Mary's. Yeah, there's these swamps.
Oh, well, there's swamps. Um, I think that I appeal to, like, you're like, there is no fortune to be had here. But what we're talking up there is a civil war. It means there's going to be a winner and there's going to be a loser. And the loser's going to lose out. And what the loser loses might be what you take home.
I mean, that does appeal to their base instincts.
Yeah.
Sure. I'm um what sort of trait do you think you should check for this success? That is it the opposite of trusting? Is it suspicious? Like you're dealing with the worst of people?
I would say deceitful.
Yeah.
I think I'm making promises that not only can I not totally keep, I don't think Archie
Yeah.
intends to really keep them.
Got it. Yeah. I was deceitful makes sense. Yeah. So any spoils and things like that, any basically you're saying that they can exploit the situation to their advantage.
Yeah. And that is absolutely not what's going to happen when we get there.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. More all right, more troops will join your cause. All right. Then at the end here, you make it to Eberkurum, and you can see that it's besieged. So you're gonna have a battle to relieve the forces outside.
Mm-hmm.
So we're not playing a whole battle out or anything like that. But go ahead and give me battle, sword, and valor.
Yeah.
Sort of representing the.
I think I'm gonna pull was it King David who put Uriel on the front lines? The yeah, it was.
My Old Testament's rusty.
King David wanted to bang this hot lady who was married, and so he put her husband on the front lines to die.
Nice.
Yeah, and I think I don't think it's that quite that grotesque, but I like, we're not holding back the people who came from Lincoln. Like, you're gonna fight, and fingers crossed, maybe that alleviates some of the burden of their expectations, but we'll see. Battle. Ooh, fuck that. And Valorous. All right, so I fucked up battle.
Okay.
Not a fumble though, thankfully.
Yeah, thank God. Oh, okay. That means rating. Right. Okay. I think you're okay. I think the consequence here is that you to win the day, you have to do more than what you what your maybe what your normal personality would ask for. I'm trying to think of good examples of why you should mark cruelty. Feel like winning, but you having to be cruel about it seems like a good way to start as the consequence. What say you?
I think it is an ultimatum of like
Yeah,
it like at this point forward, if you fight, you are going to be executed.
got it. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, because you still got 2 out of 3, which means you win the day, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But you don't maybe appreciate the price that you had to pay for it.
I think I appreciate it very fully in a way
Yeah.
that's probably going to be in my dreams for next couple months.
Yeah, but
Uh,
this isn't
uh,
this isn't over. This is just like this is the start of, the campaign. You just
Yeah.
getting here. Sure. Um well,
Yeah,
the
I think,
alternate here
I think Archie's thinking is to make this first fight so decisive that uh further fights are either easier or rendered a non-issue. And it's very much like hang the rebels.
yeah.
If you fought, you will be given a good Christian burial afterwards, and that's all that we're offering.
Make an
Yeah.
example of the first one so the others will fall in line.
Exactly. I'm
Yeah.
not here to fuck around. This civil war is now over.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, we'll start there. Cool. All right, let's cut to Cadwalla and the start of the Grail quests.
Yeah. So first, before we do anything, Cadwalla wants to donate half of her wealth to the various causes. Like it's going to be a sustained effort, so I figured it takes a while to get it all together.
Divesting.
So it's not there. Yeah, it's not there at the beginning when Archie sets out, but like she's got lands there in the wasteland that need to be taken care of. So I was thinking like dividing the contribution into quarters. So like half of it is just going to maintaining her lands and the lands around them, just so that they're kind of they're not neglected. A quarter of it to the relief to Malahut, and like as part of the Salisbury contribution. And then she wants to donate to both the Amesbury Monastery and then whatever Camelot's going on is just like pray for relief, pray for healing. Like she wants to make a massive donation to the churches in those two locations.
Nice. That I mean, you should probably check you already get spiritual checked, but you should definitely check generous.
Okay.
It's amazing.
So just in terms of numbers, that's 32 pounds to each one of those causes.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it turns out. Just like if we don't do something, none of that wealth's going to matter.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go with the first adventure.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, the first thing that's going to happen is while we're in the Grail period is that you're going to be teamed up and you're going to be going against a strong castle with deep ditches. Leaving forward with the help of Lancelot at your side. This is still like the big group of round table knights are like, we got this, right?
Yeah.
Surely together. All right. You're all right. yeah, so you can imagine sort of the mist shrouded moors by a river, and you've heard tale that this castle has an evil custom of capturing and holding all knights and ladies who ride past.
Mm.
There's a group called the Seven Brothers who claim home to this castle.
7 brothers.
Yeah. And while we all don't really know where this Grail is, how can we say no to freeing, liberating people who are kept here, basically imprisoned by these people?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, so we're going to have a battle, or more like just like a duel between many of these knights, as we have a chance to have one-on-one. Actually, no, I wouldn't say this. No, I would say this is actually like a battle. This is more of a scrum, despite being this size, because what immediately comes apparent is that the brothers do not fight for anything concerning chivalry or fairness.
Okay.
So, yeah, apparently they usurped this castle.
So this is more of the anarchy in the wasteland.
Yeah,
that's going on. This is Kidwell has seen this before. A few years ago, we liberated a castle like that.
Yeah.
These bandit knights have no chivalry.
Yes.
All right.
Your first sign of it is like, there's kind of like an old man near the edge, with a bunch of sticks on their back. Being like, oh, don't go there, my good knights. This is the land of the Seven Brothers. They will capture you, just like they capture all knights. And you're like, hold up, what'd you say? And like, so okay.
Certainly not.
Yeah. So by the time you ride towards the castle, warning has reached the gates, and the knights ride out to meet you.
Okay.
So we're gonna have a fight on horseback.
All right. Let's do it.
All right. Let's do battle, valor, and your weapon.
Okay. So it'd be lances. Do lance.
Yeah. Sure. First one's a charge.
Battle. Valor. Lance.
Oh, 3 successes.
Not
Love
3
that.
successes.
Okay. This would mean... Oh, that's the wrong one. Do this one. Okay, so you're not hurt. Check all of those 3 if you haven't already.
Okay.
No crits.
No
Okay.
crits.
Otherwise, yeah. All right. Yeah. You hold and take only minor losses.
Okay.
Okay. So, with the help of Lancelot, Cadwalla, Galahad, Gawain, it's like the opening of the Age of Ultron,
Yeah.
like, you all can easily hold your own individually, but together, damn, yeah, like no wonder no one could hold up against Arthur with the power of you all. So
that's a great start.
You have the power of okay. I think the only choice left over here is, as some of the brothers lay dead, I think some of them proceed to flee. So my choice, I guess my question to you here is, do we let them be driven off for the scoundrels they are, or do you hunt them down and hang them?
I mean, if we chase after every bandit and outlaw that's here, we're gonna end up being divided. And so it's like, Cadwalla advises that we stick together, that if we split up now in our first victory, then we risk losing this foothold that we've gained.
Yeah.
That they will come to justice eventually.
Grand. Okay. So give yourself 100 glory for defeating the seven brothers. As well. So you're gonna release. So in the Castle of Maidens, it's not like a clown car situation, but there are a lot of maidens in this castle that get freed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So one of the things about this is that this is going to cause it's a logistical nightmare of getting these folks home, right?
Yeah.
Especially with your quest on the line.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, what would you like?
There's no safe place for them here. And they're all probably from different parts of the realm.
Oh yeah. You got some from Orkneys, Anglia, Cornwall.
Yeah. Yeah. I suppose we have squires that we brought with us who could escort some of them back, and then the ones that are headed our way, they can come with us.
Yeah. So the question we have is, do you split up the fellowship to help these folks kind of right now and be like, listen, we'll take different people to different paths, and we promise to meet up again, or do we say we all stay together and let these folks, and that's more important, and the quest is more important at this moment, and then there's just a bunch of random damsels needing help across the kingdom, right? Which is
splitting up to go chasing after bandits is one thing. Splitting up because we we're responsible for them if we liberated them, and we just leave them to their own mercy or to the mercy of the wasteland, and we're not
doing much better.
That's doing much better. So I think as much as it'd be good to keep our strength together, we're not going to be able to. And if we're going to split it, it ought to be for something that's going to be effective and get these people back to their estates.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. So we're going to split up as we all have to take, this giant retinue of courtiers.
Yeah.
All across the kingdom. Okay, cool. Well, that would be the start of the Grail quest this year.
Okay. Good.
All right. Cool. All right. Let's do some winter phasing. Or I guess in the fall we could do kind of like this is sort of what we're expecting, so I don't think there's a lot of time for extra scenes. Unless there was anything we wanted to.
Nope.
Gabrielle has pretty much dedicated her time towards this. To me, for her, the relief of Malahut and the Grail quest are related. They're one and the same. And so organizing all of her material and then her personal time is gonna,
Yeah.
That's what she's doing. That is her personal thing. Yeah.
Is Malahut going to be resolved this year, or is this something I'm staying up there for?
You're gonna have to stay up there for.
Okay. I have ideas about how I'm hoping to reconcile the sides once we force them to the table.
Yeah. But you're gonna be But you making it to Abercura means you can kind of winter there with your forces, right?
Okay.
And
sounds good.
Yeah. You get to deal with the monsters, and what's worse, the monsters or the men? Oh, good to see.
The men are the real monsters. Also the monsters are as well.
They're also very real. Listen, there's a it's all real. Okay. Cool. So the base weather this year is going to be 16. We've had our conflicts, so we're going to have to deal with that. We have to get ready to do our justice events.
All the stuff, aging and experience rolls.
Yeah, so we got to do all that first.
39. Squire is 19. Losing him soon. All right. It can't go up any can't go up any further. Deceitful goes up. Oof. Cruel does not go up.
Nice.
Yeah. Spiritual doesn't budge. What am I missing? Nothing else. Loyalty Lord. No. Intrigue. No. Courtesy. No. Siege. No. Why would it? Ooh, sword.
Wow.
So it's currently at a 21.
Goes up by one.
Does it go up to a 22 now?
Yeah, it's 22.
Yeah.
Nice.
At this point, I
Finally.
think Archie is at least as good as Acewin was.
Yeah.
Wow. It only took 2 years of.
No, he's not. Acewin was 25. Never mind.
Okay. Damn.
But he's making the effort at this point.
Yeah.
Got that dog in him.
Absolutely. What is stewardship? Big experience here.
Yeah.
Battle. Lance stays same.
Can you move us to the winter phase thing?
Oh, yeah. I forgot. That's the thing. It's got all the instructions.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the 7, the 6 of the 7. No aging.
Yeah, there you go. That's
6.
Or the 6 of
No
the 1,
aging.
No aging.
Hey.
Okay. What's next? Household over survival. I think it's just Patterow. All the others are off doing other things. Squiring and like Patterow's doing just fine.
Yeah. Cool. Now we get into justice rules and stuff.
Justice.
Mm-hmm. Okay. First justice event, and this will be for Caedwalla. A local priest is infuriated and challenges a silver-tongued tradesman. Their dispute is about ruined clothes from a knifing over door damage.
Ooh.
Let's see what their skill is. 26. Okay.
Wow. Let's see if justice is served. Pass.
Pass, but yeah, that's fine. Okay, so you don't get any. No, I don't think there's any reduction of hatred, but it doesn't get worse either. All right, just test your concern. Yep. Not 20, which means it's 0, so we're good. All right, final weather this year is 22. All right,
Yeah.
for Winterborn Gunnet, let's see what justice event we got for you. All right, ooh, nice. A poor farmer challenges a local priest who's silver-tongued. Their dispute is about the ownership of a cow.
All right. Classic. Ooh,
Mhm.
that's a success, but silver-tongued does not bode well.
Yeah.
Oh, they failed.
Oh,
Wow. So you reduce your hatred.
hell
Nice.
yeah.
Wow.
Hatred mouth 3. So I have a +5. My concern of commoners is functionally 19. I love it. Jim's concern for peasants is still a 0.
Still 0.
Uh,
I mean, I like
-5.
those specific peasants. The peasantry as a whole, deep concern. But mine, they suck.
deep. Yeah. Yeah, just
They're
not
no
in your
good.
backyard, right?
An
Is that-
yeah.
Yeah.
Peasant NIMBYs.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
You got to neg them, otherwise they'll think too much of themselves.
I imagine Kate Wallace like giving this advice while they're just like,
You just
Ooh.
toiling.
Oh boy.
Oh shit! What's
I
that?
just
Is that the
I
weather roll?
critted. Yeah, I just critted my weather.
What's the stewardship?
Mm-hmm. And
Yes.
Gunnets. They pass. That could have been worse.
Yep.
Okay. That means 4. And obviously gonna live richly, so yeah, we go there. Did you roll, Colin? Oh, there's your stewardship. I was literally staring at it. Silly me. That was a pass versus a pass. That's normal. You two would like to live deliciously.
oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So
Still have to
richly.
maintain appearances.
Oh yeah. Okay. Cool. And let me go ahead and start adding, subtracting half of your money. So that's like 120 something, right? Or
130 is
130,
half
yeah.
of her. Yeah.
Yep, that sounds right.
Accumulated wealth.
okay. Adding that to the expenses. All right, we got spouse's industry, and your manor income.
Oh, fumbled. Patterall, what are you doing?
Oh dear.
Spouse industry fumbled is
I think there's a result for a fumble.
just not. Yeah, not a.
Just bad. Yeah.
Success.
Not maintaining the tapestries, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But my apiary gets 2.
Oh, good. That's 5.
Plus that 1 from the blessing offsets that. So,
Yeah.
130.
Yep, I was gonna add that 1 there. Okay. That means Cadwalla, at the end of the year, you have 124.
Okay. Still quite a bit.
Yeah. Now we're just looking for the bees for Colin. and Archie. How are your bees doing?
Bees. It's not great.
Yeah. That's fine. All right. That means you're ending the year at 198.
Nice.
Cool. Econ's done.
See. Oh, one of my coursers is out. They're quite old. They've it's time for them to
Not a single one goes down this year. But then my stable is pretty young.
yeah.
I think my oldest is Boy Prodigal. 9 minus 7, yeah, that's still fine. Boy Prodigal, and then I think the Sons of Peas Blossom are next. Peas Blossom is just getting to that age.
The old stable, some with even those sixes. Well, let me see, that's 6. Oh yeah, no, that other one's down. So I lost 3 this year. But, I've had a pretty old stable for a while that's just like managed to squeak by with high rolls.
Nice. That's my whole life. Just squeaking by with high rolls.
Just squeak by with high rolls. That's all I need.
How have things been going with Garrett and Bryn? Or Katrin?
Rocky. Yeah. Not ideal. They have incompatibilities.
Oh no. Of what sort?
I mean, all right, it's not like an outright hostile situation, but it's certainly not ideal. Let's see, which one is it? Who would be more to blame? Okay. Yeah, so Katrin, okay, so here's the issue. Katrin is currently based on your kid, there's an issue with missing, things are going missing.
The maniac?
So I think no, I think what's going on is I think you got like somebody is stealing stuff while they're hanging out. So I think what this looks like would be like stealing of like platters and stuff, or like missing silverware. Things are going missing, and they're accusing each other, or there's doubt that it's part of or accusing each other as not like personally, but like accusing like the parties, like, oh, it has to be like you while you are visiting. He was like, no, we wouldn't do it, kind of situation. So that's kind of souring the vibes.
Archie is immediately like, okay, so just to be clear, son, when this sort of thing happens, it usually means a political rival is trying to poison the well. So we're going to get on this.
Yeah.
You don't have the experience for this, but Father knows, and we're going to get this resolved, and we're going to take another stab at that young lady, metaphorically. No actual knives, please.
Right. Yeah. So I love the idea that it's seen as somebody's trying to sabotage this connection.
He's like, you're a boar. You would not be interesting enough to steal plates.
Honestly, I wish you would.
Yeah. I wish you would have even an ounce of childhood rebellion in you. Please, for the love of God, sneak out and have a party. Don't look, next time I say something like this, don't go to Kate Waller and ask her, how do I sneak out and have a party? It's not the point.
Particularly Googling how to sneak out and have party.
Yeah.
On the home computer in the living room. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Not erase your search history.
Man. A different time. The age of the family computer in the living room. Just one.
Yeah.
No phones. Sharing time on a dial-up connection. Dang, man.
I got in so much trouble when I tried to print out the collected Elvish appendices to Tolkien's Lord of the Rings on the family computer, not really realizing I was printing like 80 pages.
Oh my god. That is a very Colin thing to do.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Pirating.
I wanted to learn Elvish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did not end up learning Elvish.
Damn shame. How are we spending our improvements and trainings?
Yeah.
I'm raising my generous by another 1, and then with glory bonus, raising my modest. That gets me 2 closer to the Christian religious bonus.
Nice.
And then Cadwalla passed the 16K threshold for extraordinary knight.
Yo.
Yeah.
Finally.
Yeah. It's been creeping up there for a while.
Bumping up battle with training and practice, and I'm gonna double check. I think I cross. Yeah, I'm gonna cross the threshold. By how much though? I'm at 15.3. Let's bump up all of my, actually, I'm gonna bump up honor. No, love of family. There we go. Him putting this effort into trying to find a match for his son and like wanting it to be a good match and for him to be happy as well. I think that speaks to the concerns and investment he has in his family.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what shows parental love than thwarting the people trying to get between your arranged matchmaking efforts?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because for Archie's like, if this isn't the match, this isn't the match. But I will cut the throat of any motherfucker who like doesn't allow this to be an honest chance at happiness. This is America. Gotta let them play. Gotta let them play.
Absolutely.
It will be doomed on their own merits.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, lovely. All right then. Cool. Does that wrap up?
I think that wraps up.
Nice. Cool. All right, another year in the bag.
Sweet. Very good.
We're taking a page out of Russian history, and now it will only get worse.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah,
This is the start. All right. All right. Cool. Then we're out of here. Looking forward to the next game. Take care.
Yeah.
Yep.